More to Marketing. Welcome to More to Marketing, a podcast on product, marketing, and everything in between. I'm your host, Susan, and today we're going to be talking about a high-level overview of what is digital marketing. A lot of people have been trying to break into digital marketing and they don't necessarily understand all the concepts. So we're just going to run through this so that everyone has a good background understanding on all this. And in future podcasts, we'll go into some of them into a little bit more detail. So digital marketing, it is what is in the digital space. So that can be from websites, apps, all the way through to all those kind of touch pieces that you need technology to be part of. Some of the big main ones that we use as our marketing tactics are going to be your SEO, which is search engine optimization, social media marketing, video marketing, email marketing, blogging and affiliate marketing, websites, paid search advertising, and also search engine marketing. So let's jump in on some of these topics. One of the main objectives of digital marketing, particularly in our very modern world, is brand awareness. More people are plugged in than ever before, and traditional hasn't been going as well as it used to in the past because we don't spend as much time in those type of mediums. So, for example, newspapers. I remember growing up and every Sunday you had to have the newspaper for the TV guide and to see what was happening in the world and those funnies, comics and all that kind of stuff too. Car ads, you name it. It had everything in there. It was your one-stop shop to find out all different things. www, World Wide Web, that changed everything. And that opened up so many avenues. So with digital marketing, we want to really raise that brand awareness, potentially have it as a channel for purchase. But when we're talking about digital marketing, it's about making that impact for brand perception and consumer decision making. It's an excellent source for research pieces and to make decisions. So brand equity really needs to be focused on building presence in the digital world now. So what is search engine optimization? SEO for short. It's all about the techniques used to actually improve the visibility of business sites and also brand-related content. So what is SEO? SEO is search engine optimization, and it's a technique used so that it optimizes people being able to find you on the web. So you've got relevant content for the relevant searches, and it really does build a business's visibility and their brand-related content so that everyone can find it. It's really important to invest in good content on your website and always continually adding new content as well because of how the algorithms work out there. Having a static site that doesn't have any new content on it, sometimes the search engines think that, ooh, that's a dead site. So this is where blogs and other pieces like that come into play. But you also need to know how to use those search engine words. So what words people are going to be searching for that will help them pop up when people are doing their searches. So it really is an art, and it does help with brand awareness. Now, this one gets mixed up a lot with SEM, search engine marketing. So other people might call it PPC. It's all about the purchases of ad spaces out in the digital world to get prominence for your brand. So there's visible positions and they appear on search engines and websites. These ads usually are relevant when they pop up from the search that the customer has done, say on Google. They're also usually in a positive position to help with brand recognition, awareness, and hopefully gain those conversions as well out of that. The last survey I saw, 33% of searchers who click on paid ads do so because they directly responded to that particular search query. So again, the relevance. You're making sure that you're paying for search words, that when your ad appears, it is relevant. So therefore, sometimes you might do niche words, but you want to make sure that you're not wasting your marketing funds on words that make no sense when people are doing search queries for your type of product, service, or brand. Social media marketing. Wow, this is a big one. We've had a few fantastic guests on as well talking about social media marketing. There's so many platforms, and I know there's going to be more in the future. Like right now, you've still got Facebook, Insta, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, which I do not profess to know a lot about. I'm the wrong demographic for that one in some ways. Then you've also got the business one, LinkedIn. LinkedIn has become more and more used for a social media platform by business leaders because of its ability for that networking. So that's made a huge difference for them. But if we go back to the consumer ones, they're really, really engaging if you've got the right content. So 70% of marketers list an increase in brand awareness as their number one goal when they're looking at marketing on social media platforms. And that's 100% right. Those platforms are to create more brand awareness, to get you out there, to get you seen. But you need to have the right strategy for it. And again, it comes down to the content, the timing, and also the interaction that happens with it. You can easily, very easily monitor these and be able to see how they're performing because you've got all the analytics behind there. So you'll be able to see that in real time, which is amazing. And you can do a lot of targeted things. So I highly recommend social media as part of your mix when it makes sense. And make sure that you have someone that can check it out and watch it in real time because that will make a huge difference for how you can change things and iterate it and pivot in real time. Content marketing. Personalization content, it makes a difference. And under content marketing, you've got some things like blogs, articles, social updates, videos, landing pages, and all of these are used and created to improve brand recall and engagement. And 56% of marketers out there believe that personalization is the number one for this type of content. And I agree completely. Digital marketing also allows you to do more things that traditional marketing never did. And that's when it comes to segmentations. You can do more in digital segmentations than ever before. You can target down to really tiny niches. And this is for either business to business or business to consumer. And that is very powerful. The other one that is very unique is the influencer marketing. And this is where you get an identity or a person or a character that actually represents your brand. And that is one of the biggest things that social media has been taking over with. As long as the person or character does embody your brand, this can be very magical and can grow you in all those social media channels that we've already spoken about. Plus, it gives you more recall. One area that does this hugely and very well is those major Super Bowl ads. Love those, and I love how they use personalities to bring their brand to life. Not all of them are influencers, but some of those ads do have influencers in there that you pay money for to be able to be your spokesperson, to then get into their market and their followers, and then they're more likely to purchase from you because of the trust they have with that influencer. To really build on your digital marketing, you need to understand quite a few principles. One of them is you've got an ability to do data-driven marketing and advertising so that you can customize along the way, particularly in your own CRM as well. You have the ability to do something called remarketing. This is where you can actually go and use some tactics to follow people that are very interested in what you're looking for. So they might have done a search for you, for example, on Google, and with those little cookies, you can actually go and stalk them around the internet with your ad because it's relevant content for them. I call it stalking because it does feel like that sometimes. But for consumers where it's relevant, it does make sense. Another tactic that you can also consider is game advertising or product placements. So one of the biggest things that's now growing again is product placements within your TV shows, within video games, billboard. Like an example that I want to give here is in some games, they have advertising spaces, legit, real advertising spaces. And you can actually pay to be part of that. It's very big in sports games. So this could be something that makes sense for you. In some other countries, it could be things like gun ads or cars or clothing. And that's what appears on these in-game billboards. But again, you've got to come down to the relevancy of your online brand content. What's working, what's efficient, what isn't efficient. There are 6 principles that some experts actually follow when it comes to building online brand content. The first one is do not consider individuals as consumers. 2, have an editorial position. 3, define an identity for your brand, what you stand for. 4, maintain continuous content that makes sense, is relevant, and stays on point. 5, ensure a regular interaction with audience. You have the ability to have these conversations. Build it, do it, make it happen. And lastly, have a channel for events. Now, there are some areas in digital that aren't done very well at the moment. One of them is prioritizing clicks and thinking that is the best way to understand your audience. It may not be the right way for you. Clicks are a good guide, but it should be about how you're performing across the board. You want to ensure that you've got a balanced approach to how you do your scorecard on what success looks like and interaction looks like. There's the attributing model where you find out where people are coming from and they all get a little piece of that 100% pie, or you can do something called last click rules. And I prefer looking at attributing models because that's showing you the breadth of all the places that your customer or prospect customer could be coming to you. And that helps you also identify areas of opportunity. Whereas if you only look at last click, it might not give you the full view of that journey that customer's gone on to get to you. Another thing that's really lacking at the moment is understanding how mobile fits into this. A lot of companies are not doing any type of analytics on mobile apps, and consumers are using mobile apps and mobiles themselves more than ever before. Go on a train, go on public transport, even just walk around your local shopping center. People are on their phones constantly. And this is a hidden gold mine where you can tap into making sure that your app is the best possible to get the best rating. Look at other ways that you can do some mobile advertising where you can actually make it work for the consumer. And there's also things like pop-up messages, the push notifications, those kind of things that you can do within your app as well, which can help. Some disadvantages, though, of the digital media used on these mobile devices is limited creative capabilities and reach sometimes, and also trying to get out there with those flexible messages may be difficult when you're trying to do personalization. So let's talk a little bit about channels. Let's talk a bit about digital marketing channels. These are where you can create and accelerate what you're doing for your product to get to your consumers in those digital spaces. So one of the big ones here is affiliate marketing. I'm a huge supporter of this. It's where you can partner and the affiliate program will get a commission or a cut from your particular product or service, but you get to go in and reach to all their audience, which is amazing. Particularly where there's good synergies, this makes complete sense. And you can really get out there and do promotions when it makes sense for you, or be involved in things like Black Friday in a bigger way that you might not be able to on your own. So affiliates are fantastic. Another channel is display advertising. This is where you actually go out and promote your messages or your ideas to consumers on the internet. There's a huge range of these. You can advertise on blogs, networks, there's ads, contextual data. You've got all those ads on search engines like Google and Bing and all those, classifieds, and also dynamic advertising. It's great. You can target, you can measure, you can watch them coming through to your site. So you can actually do some great tests and learns here. Another big channel is email marketing. This one here, you can actually break down your base into existing or potential customers so that you can have more personalized and better messaging. You can also really, really well see who's responding to you and know how you can optimize for the future. And personalization is key here. So you can also look at how your tone is going to be for these customers, what you want to put forward, what you want to test for selling. It could be things like, I want to give discounts, I want to give a GWP, I just want to give you a recipe. So many different things you can do with email marketing. Search engine marketing, we've touched on this one, that involves promoting things on websites to increase your visibility. Again, you can benchmark all of this and see how it's performing, which is amazing, and then optimize as you go. Normally it's a PPC, which is pay per click, but sometimes you can negotiate other ways as well, where it might just be a takeover of a site, for example, and you pay a bigger fee. Social media marketing, this one here is, as I mentioned, the new frontier. It's got so many different avenues. We've already spoken about this. So key thing here is it's part of your strategy. How do you make and execute to draw traffic to your site and gain real audience share? That's what you really got to consider with social media marketing. Video advertising. This is YouTube pre-roll, for example. And these pre-rolls can be really powerful if they're short, sharp, and succinct. I personally hate the really long ones. They really, really annoy me. So make sure that they're relevant and make sense for your audience. Sometimes they can become viral as well, which is even better for you. So be clever with it. There are some negatives, again, if you're not relevant, if you're really long, if you're boring content and people really don't care, that's where you have a problem. So make sure you're clever with your video advertising. You could also look at sponsorship. So sponsorship contents are great. It's where you can actually sponsor. It's traditional type, but in the digital space. SMSs, they are fantastic. Do them right, get them out, have them personalized, relevant, call to action. They can be direct. Ensure you put in there about the time of day you send it, so it's not too early, not too late, and that there is that call to action. Push notifications are great, particularly if you've got the app and they've got their notifications on. You can then send them things about items in their abandoned cart or a new promotion coming up, or even something personalized about their previous purchases that you might think they're interested in. It's highly recommended that for any type of marketing, including digital, that you plan it. So make sure that you have that plan in place with your marketing plan and that you stick to it, pivot where you need to, but ensure you go through all the stages. So just to sum up, all things digital marketing can be amazing if used the right way. You've really got to understand your place and what you want to achieve for your business or product. There are so many different ways that digital marketing can work for you. You've got phones, computers, tablets, all these different things that walk around that you can put digital marketing on and get direct to your target audience. So make sure you have that strategy in place. What are you going to use? What channels? What areas are you going to optimize? What specialists do you maybe need in-house or need to bring in just for short terms to build upon this as well? Because digital marketing is going to keep growing and growing and growing. So adding this into your nutritional mix, you need to have it. Whether that is search engine optimization, some influencers in the marketing space for digital, social media, wherever your audience is, that's where you need to be. But make sure you make content relevant. You can then follow it, you can test and learn on it, you can see all the different results and keep building upon that success. So hopefully this overview of digital marketing has helped you get a good understanding of what's involved, all the different areas you can start test and learning in, and how you can build that true relationship with those consumers. This is More to Marketing, a podcast on marketing, product, and everything in between. Don't forget to follow so that you can hear more fantastic podcasts in the future. More to Marketing.